What's up, guys, and welcome to another vid of the Corvette suspension install. First of all, actually, check out my new bearing press back here. Just picked this up. Pretty happy to own one of these now. This is just your average Harbor Freight 20-ton press. It wasn't very expensive, but it's going to come in extremely handy when I go to press out the bushings and ball joints on all four control arms. So anyways, I wanted to bring something up too. I've gotten quite a few comments that I noticed that people are like, oh, you say all the time. And it's true, I do. I watch the videos, I do say that all the time. But the thing is, these videos are not scripted. I don't sit around and plan, what I'm going to say before I do a video. It's just kind of an on-the-fly thing. When I get enough progress done, I say, okay, well, time to make a video now. So there's nothing I can really do about that. I mean, that's just how I talk on camera when I have to think about what I'm going to say and that. I don't talk like that in person if I'm speaking to somebody in front of me. It's just something I do for some reason on video. So anyways, with that said, I do have a lot of progress that I've made since the last video, so I'll show you guys pretty much what's done so far. So first off, here's the Crossmember. It is 100% done now. The control arm mounts, as you can see, are completely finished. They are made out of 1/8" steel, and I was able to bend them up real nice on the metal brake at work. Got them all welded onto the Crossmember, top, bottom, sides, and I made a little reinforcement here. This is actually 3/16 plate steel, just to give them some extra strength. But those are done. The motor mounts are both on. They're in place. Everything's all set. This is actually, I had to modify this one, as you can see, with this little kick down here to the side, because this is how they come. And I had welded this one in first, added the piece here to give it some more reinforcement. And then when I went to put the passenger side in, I noticed that the oil drain fitting off my oil pan for the turbo comes out just behind this. And if this came straight down, the 90-degree fitting that I have wouldn't have worked. So I had to cut this, put it on an angle, re-weld it. Now the fitting will come out, and the line will come right through the middle. So that worked out good. Another thing I did to finish this up was added this little triangular piece here. I don't know if you guys noticed in the previous videos, probably not. But when I had cut the whole front of the Crossmember off to rework it, to get everything to fit my car, this was just kind of cut straight across and ended right there. And it was ugly, so I mean, this is nothing more than to just dress it up. But now it flows nice, looks factory, sort of, and everything's all smoothed in there. And the last thing I added were these rear mounts. They're welded right to the back of the Crossmember here. They come out, they've got the mounting tabs, and those are going to mount to the rearmost factory K-member mount on the chassis. And when I crawl under there, I'll show you guys which mount that is. But this is done. The Crossmember is 100% done, minus paint, obviously. And once I get the coilovers and make the mounting tabs for the coilovers, I'll get this thing painted up, and that'll go in permanently. So I'm pumped. I can't wait to get this car into somewhat of an order and go to the reassembly stages here. So that's the Crossmember end of it. And for the chassis end, I've got my flashlight. It's a little dark, but I started to put the Herculiner on, and it does a great job of just blending all the metalwork in to the point where you can't even tell that I added anything. which is nice, and it's glossy because I actually just put that coat on today, so it's still probably a little tacky right now. But come over here, and I started to paint the rear of the frame rail black here, just to get the rear section done, because the only thing that's left to do as far as welding work goes is once I get the coilovers, I'm going to have to make the coilover mount that is going to weld right to the frame rail here. So I can't really coat everything yet until that's done. But the coilovers are ordered. I ordered those at the end of last week. So I should hopefully have the coilovers that by the end of this week, I'm assuming. And once the mounting tabs are welded on, the frame rail side's done as well. So this stuff is all going to get coated. It's all going to look nice and be black and Herculined. So I'll show you underneath here too. And you can see up there, all that's Herculined. Like I said, it does a nice job kind of just blending in the weld areas. Everything is definitely starting to come together nicely. I hope this flashlight isn't making it blinding. But yeah, it's all finished Herculined. And one of the other reasons I did the back of the frame rail and got that out of the way is because I'd really like to get the lines back in place. The fuel lines, the brake lines I can't really do anything with until the crossmember goes in, but the fuel lines, it'd be nice to get those bracketed back to the frame rail and just get one last thing out of the way. But that's that side. Oh, another thing I did too is painted up my balancer. I don't know if you noticed in previous videos, but the balancer was looking pretty sad. It was surface rusted pretty good, so I scraped it all down and gave it a fresh coat of some chassis paint. The block, I also cleaned the whole block off, cylinder heads, the oil pan down here. The oil pan's all clean now, so just kind of freshening everything up in the reassembly stage now. And I'll come to this side, and you can see that frame rail is painted up nice now. The rear section, same thing on this side. Started to get the Herculiner in place and kind of just get everything finalized. And on the bottom side here, you can see there's the frame rail. And it's just nice because, like I said, it just blends everything in with the factory unibody. It just kind of makes it look complete. Oh, and by the way, this is the mounting point right here that those rear extensions off the crossmember are going to mount to. I purposely left that mounting point when I built the frame rails because I figured I might be able to use it. And sure enough, I was kind of eyeballing the crossmember, and I said, you know, I wish I just had one more mounting point that I could use just to know that it's going to be nice and strong and sturdy and tie the whole chassis together. So rather than just having my mounting points concentrated in this area, now I've got one that extends back here to the factory point, and it's going to be real strong right now. I would assume that this is going to be at least twice as strong as the factory setup was. So, oh man. So, anyways, that's the progress so far. And I'll be cooking away. When the coilovers get here, those shouldn't take me very long. I just have to build a couple mounts and weld them on. But that is literally the last piece of welding that I have to do. So once that's done, everything's going to start coming together quick. And it's going to start looking like a car again, which is awesome. So, like always, guys, keep watching. Subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And I'll try to watch my ums and ahs from now on, although I'm not making any promises. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.